Vin's always been doing a really good job of just creating original content. What goes on inside the mind of Vin as you're creating content?
I think like a lot of people like try to like ride trends, especially on TikTok and places like that. When someone can create like an original video with an original concept and idea and then like back it through storytelling, those seem to like break through the noise a lot, especially in B2B where everything is so like maybe too tactical and not enough human element. But one of the things I'm doing recently, and you guys do this a good job of this as well, is using props.
Everyone's seen the fledgling creator that's just talking on their selfie cam on the phone. And then you see someone with props. It just shows that you're taking your craft seriously. The Weeknd Blinding Lights music video. Me getting like a $20 red blazer
and you dress
on
the part.
Amazon to look like The Weeknd, right?
Yeah.
I think if I was just sitting on a green screen, it wouldn't have had the same effect.
No shot.
You need to make content nowadays to like promote your own business and to run a business, but you could tell the ones that are like creatives at heart versus like, I'm doing this for my business.
And I'll throw the A word in there as an artist. I think anyone that cares that much about the output of what they create is an artist. Within every person in B2B that makes content, there's that struggle between the artist and the marketer, the person that needs to drive growth for the business. It's a tough balance to find. Like,
we were talking about this, one of my favorite quotes is like, you don't have to be better, you just have to be different.
Going back to leaning into things rapping here. So it's like, let's be, like you have that as their differentiator.
Yeah, that's how you differentiate yourselves.
Welcome to the EventShark podcast. We're at Drive 2025, Exit 5, Drive number 2.
yeah, and speaking of number 2,
We got our second guest on the podcast. First reoccurring guest, we got Vin Matano.
two-time champ of the EventShark podcast.
That's right.
I think a first guest ever.
Was that the first guest ever?
First guest ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Now you're guest like 20.
I'm in the EventShark history book.
That's right.
Yes, you are.
We wanted to bring you back on because Vin's always been doing a really good job of just creating original content. He puts a lot of thought into all his different videos.
Yeah.
And you don't always see that. I think a lot of people are kind of doing the minimum at times with videos, but you're always very methodical and intentional with how you're creating, content for Creatorbuzz. What goes on inside the mind of Vin as you're creating content?
Well, thank you. I think like the number one thing nowadays with content, because I think like a lot of people like try to like ride trends, especially on TikTok and places like that. Short form video is like really trend driven. So I think when someone can create like an original video with an original concept and idea and then like back it through storytelling, those seem to like break through the noise a lot, especially in B2B where everything is so like maybe too tactical and not enough human element. And I think in my videos, I'm trying to bring out the human element of like, here's what I learned as an entrepreneur in my 20s, or here's a win that we had, or here's something where I screwed up and here's what I learned from it. And just being like honest about that. I think that's been connecting with a lot of people.
Yeah, Vin, you recently had a video really pop off where you're talking about your hiring process, using your creative skill set. And kind of doing the recruiting process in a different way.
Yeah. We're hiring for a few roles at Creatorbuzz, and I used LinkedIn in the past to put a job posting up. And there's just a major issue with bots where like you put up a job posting, you get like hundreds of applicants because people are using bots, and your money can go really quick on LinkedIn, your spend. So I was like, all right, how can I do this in a different way where I don't need necessarily like put the job posting up? I went to the craft store, I bought this purple sheet and I wrote #hiring on it, and I copied the hiring badge that they have on LinkedIn because I tried to put that on there, and then I found out you had to pay for a job posting. I'm like, I don't want to pay for the job posting. The hook was like, turns out you have to pay for the hiring badge. I spent $1.92 at the craft store instead, and it has like 360,000 impressions, over 2,000 likes, which on LinkedIn that's like pretty insane. That's like a viral.
I didn't know I got that 2,000 likes.
Yeah, I would deem that as like a viral post on LinkedIn.
You know what I love about that anecdote is in B2B, when people hear content, most people default to marketing. Right, it's a marketing use case. This is top of funnel. It's for sales. But here, we have a very creative way for recruiting, and it's completely different than what most people think of what content can do for a business.
Yeah, that's one of the hacks I think is with good content, you're just getting good lead flow applicants. 100%, right?
Yeah, I mean, you create a culture that maybe people want to join. And we're obviously not there yet because we're small, but like that's the intention. But going back to what you had said about like, trying to create a story when creating a video, I think like with traditional storytelling, we're taught you need to have a setting, you need to tell where the story is taking place, the time period, introduce the characters. Then it creates this, then you have your story arc where there's a challenge, they have to solve it, the hero's journey as they call it, and then you end it with the climax. That's traditional storytelling. In social media, short form, you can't tell a story that way. You'll lose everybody in an algorithmic, platform. So you have to start at the end. You start with the climax. What is the main challenge? What is the big reveal? you start with that, and then you build your case of like, who are we, where are we, why are we solving this, and then you can share your journey without. And that's very important when script building for short form videos. One of the things I'm doing recently, and you guys do this a good job of this as well, is using props. I know you guys use a lot of props.
We forgot our prop today. We could have pulled out today, but
what was your prop today?
We had a can of spam.
Oh, see?
We'll bring it out tomorrow, but
props like that, they really just enhance your video. They help with retention. They help with engagement.
Outfits.
And they cost nothing. It's like me and Ding were talking about this last night. We were having a late night cigar session. We were talking about world building. But we were talking about it as it relates to music. But in your content, you should build a world. You're doing an Alex Hormozy music video. You're going to get the hat that you bought on an auction or secondary market. You're going to wear the shirt. You're building a world, right? I did a video recently about storytelling. And so I wanted to build this world about storytelling. I had this box that I labeled and drew on a Sharpie, storytelling kit. And inside, there were things that help with storytelling. So it was like something about a visual hook. And I bought an actual fish hook that was like this big just to say the word hook and show it. Like, those little things,
it's just a little extra effort.
The little extra effort that like keeps people engaged. And like, maybe I spent $50 on Amazon, and it's totally worth it. And a lot of those props you have to see in my office. I have the most random crap in my office because I'm like, I might be able to use that for a prop again. You know, it's gonna come. I bought this.
The freaking Creatorbuzz costume shop over there.
Oh, dude, it's like Party City.
Oh yeah,
it's like Party City.
Between the two of us, you know, Spirit of Halloween B2B edition. I like the concept of props, and I'll include being on set as part of that as well, right? Like going to the bee farm yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And shooting content there, right? It's I think what it does, a perception hack in the viewer is that, because you know everyone's seen the fledgling creator that's just talking on their selfie cam on the phone, yada yada yada, right? And then you see someone with props, with great footage quality. And I'm not saying that you need the best camera to make content, obviously not, but you know, having the props, it just shows that you're taking your craft seriously, right? And it changes the perception, the way that people evaluate not just your content, but who you are as a creator. Something we did was, you look at the Hey There Delilah music video and the Weekend Blinding Lights music video. I think one of the reasons that they did well is because we shot that on location. You know, Jake having the guitar in the video, me getting like a $20 red blazer on Amazon to look like The Weeknd, right?
Yeah.
I think if I was just sitting on a green screen, you know, it wouldn't have had the same effect.
No shot.
And even creators listening to this, like even from a brand perspective, because in our business, we obviously manage a lot of influencer campaigns. Like when we have a creator that goes above and beyond, even if the video maybe doesn't perform as well, you know, the brand might be thinking, wow, this is a really high produced video. This is just a good look. Like our executive team loves to see a video like this, or we might want to use this video for ads. So, and brands will continue to come back because they're like, this creator is putting in the time and effort. And the bar is low. Like creators, unfortunately, sometimes they'll just get something out to ship it. And then from the brand, you kind of feel like buyers are more stuff like, ooh, do we really pay 10 grand for this guy's selfie video? It's like,
Totally.
I think a good parallel of that, and Vin, you know, you have done door-to-door sales in the past, right? I think there's a difference when you're showing up on someone's doorstep, wearing a collared shirt, you know, clean shaven, hair, you know, not disheveled, versus like you showing up in cargo shorts and a Guy Fieri t-shirt, right? Yeah. The perception is going to be different.
oh, totally.
Right.
Totally.
The pitch could be, you know, you could say the exact same thing, and it might be received differently. So I think it's packaging, right?
Packaging is a perfect example too. Like, we'll talk maybe about the stunt that I'm doing tomorrow, but like in terms of packaging this stunt, so I'll give you guys some context. Jake and I drove an hour yesterday to Middlebury, Connecticut to pick up $500 worth of honey from an apiary.
Apiary is a bee farm.
Apiary is bee farm for those non-bee enthusiasts.
SAT vocab word of the day.
Apiary.
And the reason I bought the $500 worth of honey was because I wanted to do this stunt at Exit 5. I could have just made a video about this. I could have worn like a t-shirt with like a QR code or something, but I wanted to do something that was like immersive for people that can experience this thing with me. And so we're setting up this. We and Jake went shopping all day yesterday. We went to Home Depot, spent about $80 at Home Depot. I got a folding table, some flowers. I got a tablecloth that's like yellow tablecloth. I got a beekeeper's mask, and I'm setting up a table at Exit 5 outside. I'm going to set up a bee stand. The video I'm creating is going to be like I infiltrated, you know, Exit 5 or whatever, and I'm going to hand out free honey. But I also got this this big yard sign made that says free honey, just scan. But the scan is to my website. If people really scan it in person, that's okay. I don't really care about that. I really want to care about creating a video around this. And if I could tell a good story about this, that's all that matters. Like it could flop in person, like 4 people could scan the code. Last time me and Jake did the QR code
Yeah, I was just going to bring this up.
stunt,
Yeah.
we were just going to people and like, hey man, can you scan this so we can film you?
Yeah, I mean, the activation itself didn't actually
No.
slap by any means. We kind of like, think whatever the term is to kind of Jimmy rigged it, but to make it work. But the end video, how many impressions did he get on that video?
Over 1 million.
Over 1 million on video.
LinkedIn.
And that's something that is underrated. Is like just like the stunts, like stunts at events, and you've done. This would be your second one.
Yeah.
I really like that as a events content play.
It goes back to like intention. Like we spent, I don't know, maybe close to $600. We got the costumes. It's above, and there's a story around it.
I'm visualizing this beekeeper thing tomorrow. I'm sure at this point we already know it went well, but it's gonna do so well.
Yeah, we'll see. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
We got a bee costume too, but we have to see what we're doing with it.
So you do a lot of like your own original intentional videos. One thing, even at EventShark, we have the freaking sales rapper. We got this like Swiss Army knife of marketing content. We're like, we got to get this guy creating more songs. Yeah. So he just created a song for Creatorbuzz, and maybe Ding, tell us a little bit about this promotion that we're doing.
Yeah, 100%. So Vin and I we're both big hip hop heads, and we became friends like partly because we're just been hanging out at events and we're just talking about music, and then we had talked about wanting to do a jingle or sales rap for Creatorbuzz for a minute.
And what was my one criteria?
I think it was you wanted it to sound either like it was produced by Pharrell, kind of a Clips type song, or like a Cameron, like Dipset. Yeah. And you know what's funny about that is, so that like part of my process is I went and listened to Dipset songs for probably 2 straight days, and then there's parts of that flow where I was kind of biting the Cameron style on that.
Hell yeah.
And the same thing with the beat, like just taking different samples.
The beat's very New York 2000s.
Yeah,
very much so.
Yeah.
The B2B influencer game is tough. How do you create a buzz without crazy fuss? High value impact, can't fake the love. So go create the buzz with Creatorbuzz.
But the way that I write, a lot of people think that when you rap, like you start with the first line and then you write it through and you get your 16 and then you write the hook. But the way that my process is, because it's about a topic, right? It's about Creatorbuzz, but not just Creatorbuzz. It's about influencer marketing, B2B marketing, content, right? Of like changing the game, like brands, messaging, etc. So what I actually do is I do the same thing that Eminem does, which is you write the roots. So when I finish the song, it's less of me like sculpting something out of clay. It's more like I cast myself Legos, and then I'm using the Legos
pieces in.
Yeah, and I'm stacking it on top of each other. It's an 80-20 game in that 80% of it is research, and granted this time it was a little easier because one, we're familiar with what you do in this space, and two, you just do such a good job of getting that message out to the community. Thank you.
It's a banger, by the way.
You said 80-20, right? It's all prep work, baby. I think, a lot of what goes into good content is be methodical going into the video.
And it worked out that we're here because we can film the video. So we were filming a bunch of B-roll together at the AP area. We just did some B-roll here. We're gonna do some B-roll tomorrow at the stunt. So it'll be a cool video. I think it'll be interesting. And it's also layers, right? So I think like I was talking to Connor about this. Connor produces like these really high production ads. Connor Lewis, sorry. But I told him one of the coolest things that I think is like why I would want to work with him is because he posts the BTS. And I think that's super interesting. And that's just another like amplification. So like if I'm spending all this money for these ads, well now I get this organic reach from Connor Lewis's page because he's sharing all the BTS. So like, I'm doing this stunt and I'm gonna tell a story around it, but also like we have this music video that's like behind the scenes of the stunt and a song to accompany it. So it's just like this echo chamber of like, that's how you create something that's viral, is when like multiple things are firing off on different variations of your idea.
So you're playing like a full content suite. You got we got the BTS, we got the I don't know what else we got, but we got a lot of different content. Final content.
We have this podcast, which is talking more behind the scenes. We have the music video. So it's like, and then maybe hopefully if something's viral, like other people will post about it. Like, I don't know, maybe you'll see someone else post about it out. They post a picture of me at the freaking thing dressed as a bee farmer, and they're like, they post it on LinkedIn. Like it's
like content flywheel.
That's where you really get a viral post, is when other people are talking about it organically.
Totally.
It's almost like you're building a hive mind.
Hive mind. Your next game should be how many, well, I was gonna say bee related words, but for you guys it should be like shark related words or terms. Name 5 shark related terms.
Actually, I have a game idea.
All right, go for it.
Because it's Creatorbuzz, we'll call it Buzzword Blitz. All right, and the rule are, there's 3 of us right now. We're gonna go around in a circle and we're gonna name B2B jargon or buzzwords, and then the game ends when the last one down.
Go to market.
Synergy.
Alignment.
ABM.
Community.
Boil the ocean.
AI.
About.
MRR.
ROI.
Table this.
Oh, circle back.
Ping.
Thought leadership.
Let's go down to brass tacks.
Forfeit.
He's
He's good. He's good, dude. I was like, I had to pull that last one.
Any sales call, this guy's the biggest buzzword king ever. He also write raps, so you just know every buzzword in the book.
Yeah.
That is funny. That's a good game.
Shout out to Dylan Burf, our head of editing for such editing. Head of games. Head of editing. Get on camera. Go on. Come in the shot.
Just this one.
Not the head of games.
He's always breaking down like, think you gotta change this game.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that a lot. I mean, and I think that's cool. That's why I treasure, our friendship too, is that it's nice to have someone else in B2B space, right? That knows all the context, but is just passionate about making cool shit.
Oh yeah. You could tell there's a huge difference between the people that are just like creatives at heart versus people that create maybe just to promote their business, which is fine. Like I encourage that I encourage that like 1,000,000%. You need to make content nowadays to like promote your own business and to run a business, but you could tell the ones that are like creatives at heart versus like, I'm doing this for my business.
That's a good segue. We kind of touched on this last night over some Illusione Epernez, but talking about as a true creative in B2B, right? And I'll throw the A word in there as an artist. I think anyone that cares that much about the output of what they create is an artist. Within every person in B2B that makes content, there's that struggle between the artist, the purist, and the marketer and the person that needs to drive growth for the business. It's a tough balance to find. Like, do you ever feel that what you're expending energy-wise creatively, that you would like it to be, just more creating for the sake of creating? Or are you getting that? Are you scratching that itch with the marketing content you make?
I was just asked actually not too long ago, like what I would ever consider being a full-time creator. For me personally, no, that it's just not what would fulfill me, because I genuinely just like to create. And when your creation becomes stressful and part of your job and you have to post 2 times a day or whatever, like that's where it loses it for me. Brand deals can be exciting as you can make them. You can make a brand deal really exciting, but you can also, unfortunately, maybe not work with a brand partner that's as willing to have you be creative. And I've had scenarios like that where I posted this video and I'm like, I hate this video, but I agreed to this brand deal and I have to post it.
Yeah.
And that's not fulfilling as a creative. What's helpful with the content I create now is like, I'm just creating content of stuff that I'm going through. I'm not necessarily like carving out a particular niche. I'm not like the guy you come to for influencer marketing advice. Like, for the most part, my content's like a video diary of myself trying to build and grow this business. And it's just stuff I'm experiencing and it's fun to write about. So that's like what I really want to focus on. And that stuff resonates the most. I get the most feedback from a really personal video. And sometimes I make videos not even about Creatorbuzz. Like sometimes I go through my finances, the business, and I'll get the most inbound from those type of videos.
Yeah, those are my favorite videos because it's such a pattern interrupt, right? You're like, yeah, and I love that you have the whiteboard. We're talking about props, right? Tying it back. You have the tape over it. You're kind of revealing it line by line.
And that's intentional because I could have easily did that on a PowerPoint or a graphic on the screen.
Retention hack, right? You're like, oh, something's hidden. Oh, I want to scratch that itch.
Yeah. Who's going in front of a whiteboard, right? So, and it's a 4-minute vertical video. People watch it. And I get a lot of those are the videos I get the most feedback from. And we were talking about this. One of my favorite quotes is like, you don't have to be better. You just have to be different. You could try to be the fastest guy on the planet. There's always gonna be someone faster than you. You can try to be the most buff guy ever. Someone's always gonna be buffer than you. You could try to be the best video agency on the planet. There's always gonna be someone that's more talented than you, always, like, right? So how can you be different? How can you stand out? Like, for you guys, you're carving out this B2B niche. You have different areas of expertise that maybe other folks don't have. Like, you have the skill set of rapping, and you have the creativity of the videos and your history there. Not everyone has that. Maybe they're just really good at doing video, and that's all they can offer, right?
Going back to leaning into things rapping here. So it's like, we have that as our differentiator.
Yeah, that's how you differentiate yourselves.
Thank you guys for having me. You guys are doing a great job. You guys inspire me a lot through the content you guys make, and you guys been grinding and growing the business, and that's motivating me to grow in my business as well. And thankful for our friendship.
Likewise, man.
You was real.
Yeah, we're gonna find.
You can find me Vin Matano everywhere, all channels.
He's everywhere, man.
I'm everywhere, and you can follow me Vin Matano.
Yep. All right. This episode has been brought to you by Exit 5, the premier destination and community for B2B marketing. If you are a B2B marketer out there working remote, feeling sad, lonely because none of your friends, none of your family want to talk about AI and marketing, how it's changing the landscape, don't be alone. Join Exit 5. The vibes are immaculate. The people are great. Everyone's so smart. Just beautiful. And come to Drive next year. Shout out Exit 5. Shout out Creatorbuzz.
They're hosting a bunch of local events.
Bunch of local events.
But check out your local.
Come into a city near you or the city that they're in.
Exit 5.
Exit5.com.
.com.